Hello and welcome to beautiful Edinburgh. So this is Forza Horizon 4, another new game on the channel. Game I've been playing for a while, just off and on, but I kind of kept a hold of it because I really wanted to make videos with it and everything. And yeah, so we're going to do a nice wee Edinburgh tour today. So I'm hoping that my mad skills as a car driver will be able to be shown in all their glory. Not really. But yeah, so obviously you can see here some nice views from up Arthur Street. You can see the Forth Bridges in the background there for those of you who are local. You maybe know where they are. You can also see the mountains of Fife, which are not entirely accurate, but you know, we'll let them off with some artistic license. And you can see Edinburgh Castle across there, and yeah, all sorts. So yeah, you can see just how beautiful this place is. It really, they've done just a phenomenal job with the game. So much detail. Yeah, this is me up in the drone, and meantime we're going to just flip around here and show you what I'm driving. So this is the Honda NSX, or otherwise known as the Acura NSX in this game. And yeah, I mean, you just look at it, I've modified it to look beautiful with its lovely paint scheme, personal job here, name on the back and everything. Getting the plug in, getting the plug. So yeah, you can see just what a beautiful game this is. There's a castle in the background, some of the car. Look at that. I think I've just found my thumbnail shot right there. Yeah, so if you take a wee trip out of the car here, we're just going to jump down here, and I'm going to try and do a similar shot to what they did in the in the advertising for the game, where they flew off one of the jumps that you've got to make. They did a stunt jump, and as part of that we are able to see what Edinburgh looks like coming off a stunt jump. Oh! Ah, look at that. In slow motion, introduces you to Edinburgh. Absolutely beautiful. So, now that I've crashed off of that building, off that crag, sorry, we're going to just quickly nip round to our first location, and I'll take you around for a nice wee tour of Edinburgh. So here we are down at the Scott Monument, and this is on Princess Street. This is one of the most detailed parts of the game, I think. And they really, I mean, they've just done a magnificent job. They used this in a lot of the promo work for the game, a lot of the promotional material and stuff. And you just look at look at the detail that they've put into this. You know, this structure that is absolutely accurate to how it looks in real life. You know, and when the sun hits it, it really, you know, it really shows it off beautifully. But look at this. Look at the detail work involved in that. And yeah, obviously you can see here. So when they originally made the game, or when they originally made the trailers for the game, they used that shot quite a lot as kind of an establishing shot of Edinburgh, and I think that's absolutely accurate. You know, it's one of the main parts of Princess Street, the main thoroughfare through Edinburgh, and it really is just a stunning piece of work. And yeah, they, as I said, they've done a magnificent job on it. And yeah, all all looks to be absolutely correct in terms of in the kind of in real life version, in the game version. Oh, Mini. So yeah, no, done a great job with that. I'm just gonna let you. We're just gonna jump in the car here, and I'm just gonna let you hear what they have to say about the game.
Welcome to Edinburgh, greatest city in the world. Grab yourself some fish and chips, some salt and sauce, and make yourself at home.
Well, I have to say that is factually... Oh, Tram. That is factually accurate. We do love a good salt and sauce. I'll just let you go first, Mr. Tram. We do very much love a good bit of salt and sauce up here. So we're just taking you down Princess Street here to the other side. And what I'm just going to do is quickly swing around here. I'll just park in the middle so that everyone can hopefully go past me. This guy's going to ignore me anyway. But yeah, we're just going to give you a wee look at the Balmoral Hotel. Now, this place, again, the detail on this is just phenomenal. Again, this is exactly how this looks IRL, in real life, as the way to say it. And just, you know, look at how lovely that is in the sunlight. Yeah, just phenomenally accurate. This is actually the roof of the train station. Not quite entirely correct. There's a big set of escalators here that go down into the station, which obviously they've not added in here. Again, the artistic element. But again, the roof here fairly accurate, and again, this section down here. Now it looks to me like this is actually, yeah. So it's like they've put a wee music thing in there. I think that's actually like a Costa coffee or something. But yeah, the Balmoral. If you look at that, I mean, just absolutely beautiful. And you know, the clock tower, accurate, windows, just the whole architecture, they've done it absolute justice, I think. And then just obviously you can see round into North Bridge here. They've got some sections here. These bits that are bricked up at the bottom are actually kind of glass sections for frontages for the hotel's restaurant, I think. And then there's a wee shop down here in front of this, and this wee section doesn't quite exist. The pavement on North Bridge is actually a bit wider, but you know, again, little details. And again, this is something, you know, I could spend hours and hours and hours on telling you all about. But we're not going to do that. We're going to nip off here. We're going to jump back in the car, and I'm going to take a wee trip around to our next location. So our next location here is the castle, and as you can see, you know, certainly an absolute beautiful detail again. You'll see here we're actually sitting on the castle esplanade, and normally you know, round about kind of the festival time, you would see this is the area that all gets built on with stands and all the rest of it for the tattoo, the Edinburgh military tattoo. So if you've ever been to Edinburgh during the festival, that's probably, this is where it is. But the rest of the time, this is what it actually looks like. And as you can see, Edinburgh Castle is for sale in the game. But yeah, 10 million credits or something. I think I've got barely a million. Not even a million, I don't think. But yeah, so probably not going to be buying that for a while. But yeah, you can, in this game, make that one of your houses, homes, where you can keep a hold of some of your cars. And yeah, as you can see, you know, the detail, and again, in this is just amazing. One of my favourite elements is not actually the castle at all. It's actually all these light poles that are up. Now they are actually factually accurate to kind of the ye olde Edinburgh historic ones. Now there's very few of them left, but again, little bits of detail that they've used to really get you going, so to speak. We're just gonna head off here and take a wee trip down the Royal Mile. So yeah, you can see as you come down here, there's the hub on the right hand side here. So this is the another one of the large churches that's been converted over time, and yeah, again, factually accurate to what it is. There's actually a wee mini roundabout here in oh, that's not very nice. There's actually a wee mini roundabout here in real life, which would have hopefully stopped me having that incident. And if that guy hadn't been speeding, he probably would have been caught on these average speed cameras that don't exist at the top of Johnson Terrace. So yeah, again, quite interesting. Even the footways down here, all very accurate. Well, I'm just going to nip round the corner here, and I'm going to take a wee left turn round the corner. Oh, loads of power there. Hello, Minute. And this is into Bank Street, and as you can see, this is the Royal Bank of Scotland building ahead of us. And one of my favourite parts of this is, I'm not sure what the plaque or anything says, but see the absolute detail that they've put into the stonework here. That is, again, you know, where are you going to get that kind of pattern anywhere else? That is a section accurate to this building, and as far as I'm aware, this building only. Now, I'm not sure if they've used this elsewhere in the game, but again, the detail of having to make that is just fantastic. So this is St Giles Street, we've got the court off to this side here. We'll take a wee trip around here, and then we're actually up to St Giles Cathedral around the corner here. So I'm just going to nip us around here and park on the footway, and then we're just going to jump into drone mode, and we're going to go and have a wee look at St Giles Cathedral. Now, St Giles Cathedral was used in the Avengers movie, and I believe is due to be used again, or certainly the area, the High Street is meant to be used again for new Fast and Furious film that's been shot in Edinburgh, and I'm going to maybe do a little future video on that if people would be interested. And you can see here, you know, again, even the detail for the entrance here at St Giles is brilliant. This section here of West Parliament Square, not quite accurate. There's a few things in there that aren't really in real life, but again, really, really good. All of this, yep, spot on. You know, you can see some of the detailed work that they have to do with these doors, double doors, and again on the high street, which again is correct. And I think in the Avengers movie, was it Scarlet Witch or somebody jumped off that roof, I think, or yeah, something like that happened. But I was there one night when they exploded a van around here, which was pretty cool for their special effects. And again, not quite accurate with the stuff in Parliament Square. There's actually a big monument up here, not a horsey statue. But yeah, pretty cool. So we'll just jump back in the car. This absolute beautiful piece of machinery that I've just completely, I cannot control the drone. We're going to just jump back in the car and we'll take a wee fire down the Royal Mile. Okay, so down the Royal Mile we go. We'll just carry on down here a wee bit. So you can see down here there's a few things missing. Like in that building there would normally be the head of the council, and the front of that building has some lovely arches. It's a bit of a shame that they've not put that in. Tronkirk, that does exist, so that's pretty cool, including its very famous red door, which is pretty smart in there. Hunter Square doesn't have a level at the top of it there, just over there next to the tree, but it does have a very big tree. And then Coburn Street, where again some of the Avengers film was created, and that doesn't quite have the drop off that that section does there, but it does, however, if you see on the left hand side behind us there's a couple of phone boxes in the high street, it does have those. So again, I don't know how everyone can be green. How's this happening? But yeah, so we're going to carry on across. That was just crossing North Bridge there. And then further down here, you can see that the buildings it does widen out all the way down here. And there's a shop on the left-hand side there where actually, and the footway does narrow like that, but unfortunately it's for a very famous house that unfortunately has not made it into the game. Yeah, again, I can tell you loads more about that if you were looking at the detail. We're just passing Jeffrey Street, which is in the game, and then we're carrying on down here, and we're going to just head past New Street, and yep, that crossing's definitely there. We're going to come down here, and there is a church like that, but it's fenced off a lot more. That was one of the royal weddings took place there, I think, way back in the day. But we're going to head down to what I think is one of the most important parts that's missing, and that is that you get to the end of the Royal Mile, and there is no Holyrood Palace. And there is also, as you come around this side, there is no Scottish government, no Scottish Parliament isn't there. So, I'm sure there's reasons, behind that. But yeah, it's just a little bit disappointing because they're both phenomenal buildings. Again, probably time related and or more. But yeah, a bit of a disappointment that they don't exist. So we're just gonna pop back up this way, and we're gonna take a wee trip down Coburn Street, which we pointed out earlier on, which is just coming up after the junction, and here we go. So we can head down Coburn Street. Now you'll see cars coming up Coburn Street. That's not actually correct. It's a one-way street going down the way in real life. It's got 2 lanes here, but it's just full of cars normally. And you'll see here, this is actually the back of the office, the council offices. So they've put the back in, but they haven't put the front in. And you'll see here there are no entry signs at the bottom of Coburn, but everybody in the game seems to just use it anyway. So we've got Waverley Bridge, and that was the booking office, which again is used to be Jimmy Chung's actually, and that's still there. We're going to pass the Scott Monument again. We're just going to head down quickly to have a look at the National Galleries. So I'm just going to park up here in the footway, and we'll get into drone mode, and we'll have a look around. Okay, so welcome to the National Galleries via drone, with my lovely wee NSX parked outside there in front. So yeah, I mean, you can see everything here. It's just absolutely top notch. The detailed work that goes into this, this front set of steps here, with all the columns, just again, exactly how it is in real life. There is also a bus stop right here, which is pretty cool. There's obviously the two different buildings as well. So this one is, from my memory, I think it is this one across here is the Scottish National Gallery, which is for just an art gallery, and then this one is the Royal Scottish Academy, which again, they are both art galleries and run by the same folks. But yeah, it's just a phenomenal building, and these folks look like they're having fun outside, which is lovely. Yeah, and then you just pop around here, and this becomes Tram. This becomes Mount Precinct. So Mount Precinct is an area that gets used quite a lot for events, and for certainly for our Christmas festivities. So there's a German market that comes in here, and then just further up here, between here and the Scott Monument that we've seen earlier on, there's a big wheel goes up in there for Christmas. And then yeah, during the festival we also have some different shows and stuff go on in here as well. So yeah, just a kind of a small festivity space. And one of the things I find so good about this is that, you know, they've put all this detail into Edinburgh, and if I just pop out a drone mode here, this is the size of the map. So this is Edinburgh. So this little section here, that kind of half circling, is Edinburgh, and look at the size of the map. You know, the map is absolutely enormous, and yet they've put all that detail into just Edinburgh. So I think the people who who did all the work on Edinburgh should be massively proud, because the detail really is phenomenal. So this is actually the Mound. This is one of the main kind of north-south routes that you can come in Edinburgh. Now if you have a wee look over here to the right, there's actually an Edinburgh University building there that's missing, that's absolutely amazing. Beautiful. There's also a street missing. This one here would be, this section here behind the light there would actually go across this snow-filled section and up towards the back of the castle. So that's Mount Place and Ramsay Gardens, and that's missing. So again, just a small street that's missing, not a major section. So we're coming up past the bank that we discussed earlier on, back through Bank Street and over past St Giles, and now we've just crossed the Royal Mile there. And then we're just going to head down here, and I'm quite sure down here, yeah, on the right here is where J.K. Rowling wrote some rubbish Harry Potter book or something. I don't know. Elephant House is a place, if you'll know it, and it's in there. And then sadly, we're coming down here because, well, firstly, there's a section here that is missing, and that is that there is no statue of Greyfriars Bobby. Now again, you know, nothing major, but it's just, you know, Greyfriars Bobby is one of the most sought after kind of tourist sections in Edinburgh, and yeah, if you don't know anything about Greyfriars Bobby, definitely go and have a wee look and see what he's all about. Very interesting old tale. This section here, not entirely accurate on the left hand side. On the right hand side, not far away, but then we come down here, and just on the right hand side here we've got one of the schools in Edinburgh, which is actually, I say one of the schools, it's a private school, which yeah, I'll not go into too much detail, but it's a phenomenal building again. And then on the right here we've got what is effectively the Meadows, which is slightly further down in real life. Ooh, can't make the turn. And then we've got Forest Road, which again is not quite accurate, but you know, again, the diagonal triangle quite factually correct. So we're going to head down Candlemaker Row here, and this is going to take us down into the Grass Market and the Cowgate. So into the Cowgate firstly, just quickly, you can see the arches are all fairly factually accurate, and oh, there's my friend Peter in his snowplow. Doing some gritting. Yeah, so again, the Cowgate quite accurate, although there are a lot of bars here in real life that don't exist in this game. Although that one does seem to be rather like Three Sisters, but isn't Three Sisters. And then this opens up into being the Grass Market. Now there's actually a street up here, Victoria Street, that would go up there normally. That's got a whole bunch of Harry Potter shops and stuff on it that doesn't exist, and it's a shame because it's a phenomenally lovely street. It's a shame that it's just not made it into the game. So yeah, this is Grass Market, and again, normally full of pubs, not so many shops and stuff, but there are a lot of cafes in here, and the trees are accurate, and the benches are all, yeah, there's a few benches there and stuff. But we're going to come to something here, and I just want to pop ourselves into drone mode before I show you. And here we have it. This is the view that you get of Edinburgh Castle from down in this section of the Grass Market, and that is spot on. So this is King Stables Road down here that joins up with the Grass Market here, and yeah, this is pretty, I would say, almost spot on. If you have a look at any pictures on Instagram, then you'll see almost certainly this view from somewhere, from some tourists in Edinburgh, and yeah, one of the best views of Edinburgh that you can find, Edinburgh Castle certainly, that you can find that's kind of hidden away. So yeah. We'll jump back in the car and we'll go to our next location. So we're getting towards our end of our tour now, and this is the bottom of Leith Street, and this is the Omni Center on the left hand side here, which is a big entertainment complex, has bars and clubs and cinema and a gym and all sorts. However, this part is probably the only unrealistic part of Edinburgh that everyone's going to moan about, and that's because it doesn't currently have roadworks, although it has had a car accident, which yeah, is also quite... Oh, hello Peter. And basically you can see there that the tram tracks just stop there, and this section here is staffed with roadworks because they're going to be doing a whole bunch of extension for the trams. Controversial, I'm not going to comment on it, probably the safest, but it is sadly missing an exceptionally beautiful church, which is right across in this location here, that no longer exists, or sorry, exists but no longer exists in the game, sadly. So we're just going to take a wee nip along Queen Street. Oh, forgot I was in manual there. I say nip, we're going to do some serious speed along Queen Street. And oh, that's not a very nice turn. Well, yeah, won't fall. Right, we're going to carry on down here, and this is going to be one of the other areas. So this is the section of kind of Moray Place kind of area. Now, they do these wee circles do exist, but not quite to the same stage. So there's a bit of adjustment here being made, a bit of artistic license again. Probably should stay on the right side of the road, but yeah, again, rather lovely wee crescents and stuff that are incredibly common in Edinburgh, and I do think this really gives a good insight into these types of areas. And again, one of my favourite things is that it has a lovely mix of the cobbles, which you can see we're running over and making noise now, and you can see all of the beautiful rendering of these cobbles. And these wee parks. We're then just going to nip from here, we're going to nip up to this side here, and this here is actually the game's, I was going to say attempt's probably an unfair word, interpretation of Charlotte Square. The Charlotte Square is an absolutely lovely place. It does have a wee thing in the middle. But then if we just nip to the right here, we're going to head along George Street, and this is definitely unrealistic because there's cars everywhere in George Street these days. So yeah, we're just going to fire along George Street at some severe speeds, probably causing some havoc. Yep, usually wreckage as we go. And to the other side, we've got this beautiful monument, which is in St Andrew's Square. We're just going to quickly jump into the drone. Of course, there's plenty of deck chairs out for if you want to do some summer relaxing or winter relaxing. And yeah, you can see this another beautiful piece of work on the park. They've also got the tram stop in over here, which yeah, oh, that guy's waving at us, I think. Oh no, he's pumping there. Oh, he is really happy. So probably factually accurate to some of the local misusers of stuff, shall we say. That's probably the best way to put it. And just in time, here we have a tram. So again, not quite an accurate representation of our current tram. This is a City Scotland tram by the looks of it, which doesn't exist. But again, yeah, just a really good example to be able to have the trams and everything in this game. and then the beautiful monuments in this area. So we're just going to head on. I've got one more place to see, and then that'll be us. So here we are in our last little location, and this is the Prince Street Gardens. Now, this section that we're running down here is actually a set of steps, so yeah, not quite as easy to get into with a car as it may be led to. You may be led to think. But this section here actually was used a while back, a few years ago now, for Mika Hakkinen to drive people down in a Caparo T1, which, yeah, I'm hoping there's a Caparo T1 in the game. I could maybe have a look at that. But yeah, basically, he had a wee look at one as part of a Johnny Walker experience, that one of these join the pact and don't drink and drive things. Yeah, you can see here that the gardens are, you know, pretty empty. It's a shame. There's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fountain that you can see just round about here somewhere in real life, and it's a shame that didn't make it to the cut. But look at that for a shot of the castle. We'll just pop round here and we'll pop into drone mode, get ourselves a nice shot of the castle, so you can see the kind of views you can get down here. And look at that, it's just phenomenal. We might have very well found another thumbnail. But yeah, it's this is quite a nice place, and one of my favourite things is I decided to come here in winter. Oh, there's Peter again. Hello, Peter. We've decided to come down here in winter because I think it really shows off just how amazing this game is and how amazing this game looks. And yeah, you can see just the phenomenal kind of shot that we have from this here. Really, really pleased with this game. We're just going to do one last crazy thing, and that is to take this car down Princess Street. So here we are at the start line outside the Balmoral. I'm going to try and go all the way to the West End and see just how fast we can get going in this NSX. So I'm probably going to go quiet because I have to concentrate to not hit anything. Let's see, here we go, trying to avoid the tram. Oh my word, skipping in between everything. Can we make it? 197, 201 miles an hour, and into a building. But we made 200 miles an hour, which was the kind of theoretical target, which is nice. Yeah, so really thank you very much for watching. I just want to quickly have a little plug. It would be awesome if you could hit that sub button, and I'm not going to talk about that a lot because it doesn't really bother me that much. Oh, hello Peter. But yeah, as well as that, if you could just head along and follow me on Instagram, that would be pretty awesome. Because yeah, I now have an EdinburghFudge gaming Instagram, so if you want to come follow me there, and I'll be posting just kind of mini behind the scene bits and yeah, little bits and bobs here and there, hopefully debuting some of our new videos there. And oh, the tram's just destroying the whole world, as some people might say that it already is in Edinburgh. And with that controversial topic, we're going to end. So thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.